it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts again. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today is Friends on Friday, so today is all about just sending someone a card for the sake of it. So this is today's card. I've actually got the bits I need for making I'm doing a slightly alternative version, but this is today's card, and it uses one of the new Texture Impressions embossing folders. Some vellum and some other blingy stuff. So I thought I'd change it up a wee bit and do the basically the same card, but just in a slightly different way. So rather than this was Whisper White and then Soft Sky behind, this time, if I bring in what I've prepped, I am going to still use a Whisper White base, but I'm going to use the Soft Sky on its own without the Whisper White around the edge. Then this is some of the new sequin trim, the mini sequin trim, obviously in silver, and I have pre-cut from the Sweet and Sassy heart framelets, the hearts that I need, and they are, now I number from the middle out, so these are the odd numbers, so it's 1 to 7, 1 being the smallest, 7 being the largest, and I've used 3 and 5. I don't know how else to describe it, but there we go. So those are the ones that I've done, and as I say, I've just die cut those. I'm going to use the lovely Friends, because why not? It's Friends on Friday, stamp set, and I'm using. These are only shown at 75% of the size. This one, which I have used before, is huge. It is ginormous. Look at that. It's enormous. And I've used it with red and it's stained, which is fine. So I'm going to use the Oh So Happy stamp this time. I used the I Just Love You So Much previously, which is this one. But this time I'm going to use the Oh So Happy. And I'm also going to use the larger of the two leaf sprigs. So I will do that second. I'm going to start by doing the embossing, purely because I need some bits to dry. So when you're doing Whisper White, it runs through these deep embossing folders without any problem at all. This is one of these really lovely textured deep embossing folders. And they go through, with the Whisper White and the Very Vanilla, the smooth, it goes through without any problem at all. It generally does on the other colours as well, but if you've got one of these little spritzers, put some water in it and just give it a couple of spritz, one on each side of the paper. I'll do that off camera, if I may. And it just softens the card a little bit, just so that it's a little more malleable and it will run through a bit better. And I'm just going to pop that into the middle of my embossing folder. Now, because this is one of these deep embossing folders, it does tell you on the packet, which I seem to have mislaid, that you need your standard Big Shot platform and only one cutting mat. So this is the standard without the thin die adapter. It will not work with the magnetic platform. I tried and it just won't go through. So don't force it. It's not meant to. It was a mistake on my part. And look at that. Isn't that just adorable? It's beautiful. You would have seen me use it last Saturday on the baby cards I did. Was it Saturday? I'm beginning to forget. I think it was Saturday. Right, I'm also going to put some Dazzling Diamonds on this, which is what I did on the original. I'm going to use my fine tip glue pen. Now, this is a bit brave of me, because to get it on, to get the nib back in on camera is going to be a challenge, and I'm probably going to have to succumb to putting glasses on. But all I'm doing is just running a fine line along the top of each of the ruffles, because then it will just pick up on the edge. I'm not being too particular because it is just a background feature. It's not vital that it's exactly on the edge or exactly the same thickness the whole way across. It's just to give a bit more bling, and we all like a bit of bling. So where are we? Friday. What's the date on Friday? Do you know, I really am beginning to give up the will to live. When you're shooting videos in advance, I'm going to just accept that I need my glasses and get this in. Right, so I get the needle, pop it on my finger, and then hopefully, yes, get it back in. But would I have been able to do that without putting my glasses on? No. So Friday will be 28th, I think, of July. So still 3 days of all our July offers. Christmas in July, that membership thing where you don't actually have to become a business owner. You can just pay your membership fee and get a discount off all your future products whilst you continue to meet what you need to meet to remain a, in inverted commas, member. So please make the most of that. I would love to have you join my team if you're in the UK. I have a lot of hobby demos. In fact, most of my team are hobby demos. So that's super. If you want to make it a business, then that's lovely too. But don't feel you have to. So that's that. So you're getting an extra £65 of product if you join in July. The only difference is that it's product that Stampin' Up has decided to send you, but it's, you know, good basic stuff rather than, ooh, glitter everywhere, rather than stuff you can choose, but you still get your £130 worth of stuff that you choose. So that's all good, and it's all for £99, including free postage. So that I'm going to put to one side just to set. So there's that. There's also bonus days, remember. So I very carefully said I had popped to one side my, oh, there they are, my other bits. Here we are. So yes, bonus days. £45 spend equates to a £4.50 voucher to spend in August. So I'm just getting some scrap paper. And that will be emailed to you. If you spend £90, you will get two £4.50 vouchers. Soft Sky ink, because I'm still embracing that whole Soft Sky thing. I'm just going to ink up my leaves, stamp off, and then just stamp across the middle of the heart. Don't need that, but I do need the ink. And then with my Oh So Happy, I'm going to ink that up and just leave it full strength and get it as near the middle as I can. And just stamp over the top. There we are. Super duper. Right, don't need that anymore. What I now need is my vellum and my sequins and the reverse of this. So I'm going to put quite a lot of fast fuse on the back of this because I'm going to use the fast fuse to attach both my mini sequin trim and some thread, some silver thread. So I'm just going to pop that, whoops, pop that down so that I know that the ends are well and truly stuck. I actually bring, whoops, out a little bit because I don't need it to be quite so far in. And then from the front I can decide where I want that to be. Oh, I think that's quite nice. And then I'm going to bring some silver thread in, and if I can get the end off, I will. Here we are. Right, I'm just going to wind this round my fingers a bit and get it in a knot apparently. And I'm going to do some of it round 2 fingers and some of it round 3 fingers so that it's a bit kind of all over the place, and then just make sure my end is tucked away. And I would say I actually cut with a pair of tough pliers. I cut into my reel just to make that that little cut so that I can put my end away. Right, so talking about ends, let's pop the end, that end there, and find the other end. Oh, we won't bother with the other end just yet. We'll find it in a minute. And then pop all of that down. Can you see? Yes, you can. Always useful to check these things. Then pop my end in so that's tucked away. And then that will go onto my vellum. But let's just bring a couple of these down just to spread the bling a bit. Oop. There we are. It's just so there's a bit of a sort of haze of bling. And then, if I can find my dimensionals, whoops, 3 dimensionals apparently. This is going to go, just check, I'm going to have a dimensional there. And how much am I going to overlap it by? Yeah, probably a dimensional there as well. And then that, actually I can pop that one down too, but I don't want to take the backing off that yet. Just want to make sure that those are where I want them. Yeah. So that helps give an area where I can then put some glue and it won't be seen. So fast fuse, because fast fuse is good for this, because there's not going to be a huge amount sticking the vellum heart to my cardstock. So I need to make sure that what there is a lot of it. And then I can just take that off. And this probably needs a little longer to dry, but for the sake of the video, I'm then just going to pop this a little bit higher up, I think. Just there. Like that. And then again, if this were dry, I'd probably just turn it over. However, I'll have to hold it over. I'm bringing in some Tombow and just run that. I like using Tombow on embossed pieces because then you are less likely to squash what you've just carefully embossed. And it also means that you know that you're going to catch some of the raised areas with your glue. And as I say, I don't want to squash everything. So there we are. A reasonably quick project, certainly for me. Let's just get rid of the tatty bit. And there we are. I hope you enjoyed those. They are the same but different, which is, as you know, one of the things I like to do. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Oh, should have said the associated post is linked below, and that will have all the items that you're going to want to buy to make this. So do have a look at that. That's on the associated blog post and also linked below in the YouTube description. There's also the link to joining my team, which, as I say, remember that you get extra benefits if you join my team between now and the end of July, and it'd be such a shame for you to miss those out. And as I say, just think of it as a membership thing. You don't need to make it into a business. Bonus days, £4.50 for each £45 you spend. In July, you get £4.50 to spend in August. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, which is down there. And I will see you again very soon. Thanks a lot.